Hey guys, Nick Horton here, the Iron Samurai, and this is another episode of Weightlifting Academy. Do you remember when your grandmother told you that a watched pot never boils? Yeah, well, I'm sorry to inform you, she lied. The truth is that the pot does boil. Well, the pot doesn't boil, the water inside the pot boils, but I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to prove it to yourself, and in doing so, you are going to start the process forward of strengthening your willpower. From physical training to sticking to a diet to any kind of skill building, willpower is key to your success. It's likely higher than just about any other form of talent that you could have. Remember the old story of the tortoise and the hare? Who won that battle? The turtle kicked the crap out of the rabbit. It wasn't because it was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with like radioactive superpower juice. It was just determination. That's all it was. The rabbit was off like smoking weed and dreaming of playing Mario Kart, while the turtle was actually doing what it needed to do to get the job done. That, my friend, is what comes out of a strong willpower, and thankfully, willpower is trainable. I'm sure you already know that willpower is trainable, and that one of the key ways in which that's done is through using meditation training. The problem, of course, is that meditation's a big pain in the ass. It's also why it works, kind of like my squat programs. They're literally a pain in the ass because they're really fucking hard, and so that causes adaptation. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a real neurological, physical adaptation in your brain. It has nothing to do with mystical mumbo-jumbo or transcendental tree-hugging. None of that bullshit. It's just straight up physical training of the brain in order to increase the strength of your willpower. But I have found, as a rule, most beginners to meditation programs don't treat it like a training program at all. And that's probably because they do think of it as some mystical mumbo-jumbo, and they don't think of it as a real, honest-to-God, physical training program. And that's what you need to do. Given that this is a form of training, we should start with the equivalent of an empty barbell. To you, that's going to be a very small pot. You're going to fill it up a little bit with water. You're going to stick it on the stove, turn that stove up too high. Now I just want you to stare at the water. That's it. That's all you're going to do. The only rule is you don't move your eyeballs away from the water. I don't care what else is going on around you. I don't care if your mind wanders and does other sorts of things. That's not part of the rules. The only rule is your eyeballs focus on the water itself until the water is in a rolling boil. Once it has actually started boiling, you're done. You can do that same pot with the same amount of water for about a week, and then you can just increase it. It's not very hard. It's very easy to work your way up over time, and give yourself time, to the point where you can then handle, I ain't fucking with you, I'm serious, you can handle a whole soup pot full of water and just watch it boil. Now, I promise you, you're going to have damn near an anxiety attack watching this pot boil for a while, and that's because you're a wimp. Psychologically speaking, you are an absolute pansy ass when it comes to willpower. You can't even handle watching a little small pot come to a boil. That's pathetic. You got to fix that. That is the equivalent of having the worst mobility in the world, like a 300-pound dude with a 100-pound squat. That's ridiculous, right? You can fix this. You can do better than that. And it's just a matter of training, like anything else. Stare at that damn pot. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what anxiety comes up. It doesn't matter. The point is, you're capable of doing it. And you should. Start small, work your way up. Don't be an idiot. Don't jump to the big pot right away. Seriously, you'll probably just die. It's amazing what happens to a human mind when they're forced into a situation that boring. But that's exactly the point. If you can endure that kind of boredom, you can endure just about anything.